And we're here with West York coach Ron Miller. Coach, it's a familiar territory for you. It's week 12. You're in second round of the district playoffs, but I'm detecting a little bit of a what do I want to say, a mood, if you will, based on, a 35-14 win, but it was not a typical West York performance. Tell me about that a little bit.
Really, we turned it over 6 times when you count the 2 onside kicks that Donegal was able to get on us last Friday. To turn the ball over 3 times inside the 5. We allowed a kick return for the second week in a row. Those things are very concerning to us. I don't know what it is. We'll start with me because that's where it always starts. And we came off 2 pretty emotional weeks back to back with Dover and Gettysburg. So maybe I don't know. But the bottom line is, winning the playoffs, it doesn't matter what it looks like, in my opinion. We're on to the next round, and that's behind us. And we're really focused on what we think is a very good matchup for us.
Now, one thing this team, your team, has proven to do all season, and it probably eliminated some of your concerns you might have had, is the ability to bounce back. I mean, listen, bounce back. You're 10-1. That's a pretty darn good record. But even if they'd had a subpar performance, the following week was such a significant improvement. I mean, obviously, I know that's what you're looking for, but is that a trend of the guys that are behind us right now?
Yeah, I think so, and I think that comes from the senior leadership, to be honest with you. We feel like we have a chance to do something special, and when we don't play to our standard, and we've talked about our standard from day one this year, if we don't meet it, the guys are smart. I've been really praising them for their intelligence and their football IQ, and they know when we don't hit that standard, and we have had a very good ability to bounce back, and we're going to need to make sure we bounce back this week, or as I said in the paper with you last week, we'll be home. It'll be over. Now,
what is the greatest concern? Cocalico is a team that, they're coming off a big win, but they're a team that usually has the ability to score points. But what is the greater concern when you face a team like that? And I know you're familiar enough with them.
My biggest concern is being able to play whatever the amount of minutes. I know it's a 48-minute game, but whatever the time we're on the field defensively, that we're able to stay sound fundamentally and assignment sound, because of this midline veer stuff. They'll just keep running it, and if you make a mistake, you're not flat enough as a D end, or you don't do something as a linebacker, it's a touchdown. And that's a lot, that's a lot of mental focus and toughness throughout an entire game, and they just keep coming at you with it. They've been running that offense for 40 years, and they do it as well as anybody in the state. So that's a big concern. The other concern would be not finishing drives. I'm a little concerned the last 2 weeks that we've moved the ball up and down, and we've sputtered a little bit in the red zone. Now, that's not to say we haven't scored our points, but if we have the opportunity, we need to do that, because if we can get ahead of them and put some pressure on them to kind of force them to throw, that would be a big advantage to us.
Final, I want to finish with, once again, it's week 12, and you're playing football still. This has been a trend all but 2 years for you. It's pretty impressive when you look at it. How much does that fact please you?
I'm honored, and I'm proud of all the kids that I've been able to coach here. It's one of those things, and I'm sure, any coach will tell you the same thing. It's the coach speak answer, but it's not something I'm really dialed in on right now. But, there are times when you look back in the off season, you're like, wow, that's a pretty good accomplishment. But that's where we've always wanted the program to be. We really do take a lot of pride in representing the school district, and obviously the community that follows us and supports us no matter where we go. And we just want to do everything we can to make that march to Hershey Park.
Outstanding, Coach. Appreciate it, and your hospitality as always. Matt will return with Bulldog standout Nick Kniery right after this.
All right, we are back. Thank you, Steve. Here with Bulldog senior Nick Kniery. And Nick, you guys are coming off the win against Donegal last week. Pretty impressive performance, I thought, holding down their rushing game. What do you think went into that last week?
A lot of heart, a lot of hustle. Coach Muncher over there, he likes to say 15 hats to the ball every play.
Now, you guys now are playing a team that runs a veer a little bit, or I should say has run a veer a lot for a long time. What's it like game planning, switching things up from one team to the next in week 12?
Not that difficult in our defense. Our D-line's the same. Fullback, get the dive, D-line. Ends come down every play. Veer midline, ends don't get blocked. Tackles don't get blocked sometimes, so just stay put and tackle fullback. Linebackers know what they're doing with the pitch man and everything. And our defensive backs, same thing for them. I mean, they don't pass much, so.
Now, Nick, one of the things that's a little different is you guys lost Diego Torres to an injury a couple weeks ago. How's he doing, and how have you guys, I guess, picked each other up since then?
We're just going to keep doing what we do. Diego, huge offensive threat in the air. I mean, when we pass, we're also going to keep looking to spread the wealth to Cash, Ian, Terry, people to step up.
Now, for you guys, you played in the playoffs your sophomore year, your freshman year. You missed it last year. What's it feel like for you as a senior to be back in this picture?
It feels awesome. I want to stay with these guys, this group of guys, as long as possible. And a win this week is the best thing we can do to do that.
Awesome, Nick. Thank you for your time. And thanks, everyone, for watching this week's episode of In the Huddle. We'll have all kinds of coverage this Friday for the playoff games that are still going on. Of course, got the radio show. Steve will be on it Thursday, WOYK 1350 AM, 4 to 6. If you're out and about, be sure to tune in. Thanks for watching this week's episode of The Huddle.